Temperatures, but humidity though is kind of the story today.
It is going to be like in full force this whole week. So yeah, it's going to be really muggy this week, everyone. As far as temperatures go, lower 70s, not too bad. You know, it's mild, it's humid, it's foggy if you're getting going on the Cape and the Islands this morning. Today's forecast has us starting a little gray and cloudy, but then sun coming out as the day goes on. So by afternoon, partly sunny, high temperatures back in the 80s for today. This week, though, is going to be incredibly humid. It gets hotter as the week goes on, and at times we have localized downpours. Best chance for that today is going to be western Mass, maybe central Mass into southern New Hampshire. I'll be back to show you that flood watch that's already been issued in those spots.
A little murky out there and definitely muggy.
Yeah, so let's talk about it because as far as the weather from your window goes, it is a gray start to the morning. This is a live look at the Longfellow Bridge in Boston. We've got tons of clouds in place. If you're lucky, you see some gaps of sunshine this morning, but I think that's the view for a lot of you at about 70 right now. Now, there's no rain for me to zoom into at this moment. That's something that's going to develop this afternoon north and west of Boston. So best chance for some torrential rain locally, some stronger thunderstorms, even a flooding potential is western Massachusetts. But some of those storms could sneak into central Mass and southern New Hampshire. Those are areas just where I want you to be weather aware. If you're going to be out and about, keep that Boston 25 weather app in hand. And remember to check it. It gives you access to radar and even Futurecast. During the evening hour, there's the chance that maybe one of those storms gets up to the North Shore or even into the greater Boston area. But as the sun goes down, those storms are going to weaken. And overnight, I've got no more than a little patchy rain and some areas of fog. We wake up to that down across southeastern Massachusetts tomorrow morning. And then most of tomorrow ends up being dry with just the chance for a lonely pop-up thunderstorm somewhere in southern New England. So let's count on mid-80s today, some 70s for the Cape and the Islands, where you guys have some fog this morning, but partly sunny skies coming this afternoon. Tonight, I kind of hate that we're staying in the 70s. It means that it never really cools down. It keeps us at like this elevated, uncomfortable level, and we're going to build upon that tomorrow. So high temperatures tomorrow get close to 90 degrees, and I think we're going to make it into the 90s later this week. Check out the tropical moisture that we have in place today. You can see all that deep green shading that's associated with tropical moisture that is going to fuel downpours. So downpour potential is elevated today, and then you're going to see another batch of that tropical moisture come into play Thursday into Friday, which means we've got more chances for rain and heavy rain at that. I would not be surprised if we need to see some more flood watches issued because of that. But Thursday, Friday, I'd say it's a better chance getting into Boston as well, because of course today it's mostly outside of the city, inland and northern locations that we're watching for a few of those storms. Tuesday going to go partly cloudy and mostly dry. I mentioned that chance for a lonely pop-up thunderstorm in the afternoon. Wednesday looking okay. Problem is it gets hot, and we've got 90s back with the humidity out there. We're probably going to have heat advisories because it could feel like it's close to 100 degrees. Unsettled towards the end of the week, but the weekend looking mostly good. It's a late Sunday chance that we're going to have to keep. Are you kidding me? All right, so out here on the weather deck this morning, it will turn partly sunny. I wanted to give you a look at your beach forecast. I know we've got clouds and even some fog if you're on the Cape, but once that burns off, we do have a very high UV index today, low risk of rip current, some smaller waves, just 2 to 3 feet, and some lighter winds as well. So it actually looks okay at the beach.
Storms popping up in some spots.
Yeah, out west, closer to this front right there. So right now we've got some showers falling in areas like Vermont and New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, around that front. As it moves a little bit, we're going to see those storms begin to move as well, but closer to that front, the downpour potential is out there. You can see that yellow where it is. We have the highest risk for some flash flooding today out in parts of western Mass, western Connecticut as well, but there is a risk in central Mass and southern New Hampshire that I want you to be ready for. Even though there might just be a few storms out there, they're very high impact where we get them. Now, the clouds that we have out there this morning are set to break apart if you were out and about this weekend. Similar pattern. We're kind of gray over the next couple hours. By 9 a.m. turning partly sunny, temperatures in the lower 70s. We've got highs today making it into the mid 80s from Boston to Bedford up to Lawrence, 87 in Norwood, 82 72 in Worcester and Plymouth, and some 70s for the Cape and the Islands, where the fog is around this morning but does thin out and reveal some partial sun this afternoon. So obviously at 5 p.m. we're looking pretty active here with Futurecast north and west of, say, 495. We do have the chance for some impactful storms. This could lead to flash flooding, so be very weather aware out there this afternoon. Boston and the local beaches look okay, but if you are headed to the North Shore or the seacoast, you're getting into at least a slight chance for an afternoon or late day thunderstorm. Any activity is expected to diminish after the sun goes down. You can see just a couple weak showers around early tomorrow morning in southeastern Massachusetts, and the chance for a little pop-up shower in the afternoon tomorrow. Anything we get is going to be pretty darn isolated. So patchy fog and a few showers tonight, very humid, and we'll keep it muggy and mostly dry for tomorrow. You'll see that temperatures go up.
Good morning, New England. Good to be with you at 7 o'clock. I'm Ray Vieta.
And I'm Nicole Gabe, and waking up a little bit humid out there, that's for sure. Is it going to get worse later on today?
It's just going to be such a humid week.
Okay.
As far as temperatures go, this might be the coolest. I'm not telling you it's cool outside, but compared to other days this week, this is probably going to be the cooler day. We've got lower 70s out there now. We've got some fog down across the Cape and the Islands, but today's forecast has the clouds breaking apart, revealing partly sunny skies. Even on the Cape, where it's really gray right now, you are going to get some sunshine this afternoon. Temperatures head into the mid-80s today. We've got a lot of 90s in the forecast later this week. As far as what we're going to be watching, we've got a very humid week. It gets hotter as we go, and we do have, at times, some localized downpours. Today, that best chance for rain is going to be north and west of Boston. So although a lot of the activity is going to be focused across western New England, a few of those downpours and storms are expected to get into central Mass and southern New Hampshire as well. Stick around for a look at the full timeline. Catherine? Okay, so I want to start with a look at the weather from your window this morning because we do have some changes. We started out completely gray. Sun's coming out now in Boston. Maybe a little bit slower in your town or city, but it will turn partly sunny. At the top of the hour, it was still pretty gray at Logan Airport, which is where that report is officially coming from. 71 degrees right now, and I don't have any rain to zoom into locally. Out in Vermont and the Berkshires, we do have a couple of showers, but over time, that boundary, that disturbance is going to glide a little further to the east. And what you'll see is later this afternoon, and especially for the evening commute, I want you to stay weather aware north and west of Worcester, north and west of 495. We've got the Merrimack Valley, central Mass, southern New Hampshire, western Mass, all at risk for some pretty strong thunderstorms with locally heavy rain being the top concern with any of those. The afternoon is going to stay dry for the beaches, for Boston, down on the Cape as well. But if you're going to the North Shore or the seacoast, I think that later in the afternoon, you just have to start paying attention in case one of those storms gets a little closer. You know, activity is then going to weaken as the sun goes down. So during the overnight forecast, I've got a couple of showers around. I've got some areas of fog as well. Notice Futurecast tomorrow morning, a little soggy in southeastern Massachusetts, but most of your day ends up being dry, partly sunny, really hot and humid, and that humidity can certainly help fuel maybe an isolated thunderstorm or two popping up in southern New England, but nothing widespread. So this afternoon, again, north and west of Boston, we've got the chance for some late afternoon thunderstorms. Boston's looking fine, partly sunny. We'll turn partly sunny on the Cape as well. Overnight tonight, we've got a little rain, a little fog, but I hate seeing temperatures in the lower 70s because without a drop into the 60s or even cooler, there's just no relief. It means temperatures, humidity levels, everything stays elevated. And that's where we start tomorrow. From there, it's going to launch us back into the upper 80s. It's going to be hot. It's going to be humid. A few of you probably hit 90 degrees, which is going to be day one of a heat wave in several spots. So as far as what should be on your radar this week, I do want to mention that the humidity you feel, all the moisture in the air, there's another side of that, and that would be really deep tropical moisture, kind of throughout the atmosphere. Today, because we've got that deep tropical moisture in play, it is going to fuel some localized downpours, and we are concerned north and west of Boston for some flash flooding. Humidity stays high all week, but tropical moisture then surges back into play on Thursday and Friday, which is probably going to fuel some additional downpours and thunderstorms. So you're going to see chance for rain a bit elevated today. Again, you have to be north and west of Boston, I'd say, to get it today. But Thursday and Friday, I do want you to pay attention to the local forecast. It doesn't mean those days will be washouts, but
rising a little bit. Humidity, though, it's going to be the talker, the talker of the town. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's just nasty outside.
Yeah.
I mean, the humidity has been so high, like over the weekend as well, and there is absolutely no improvement to the humidity expected this week. We've got temperatures in the lower 70s already in the Boston area. We've got some fog down across the Cape and Nantucket, which is slowly thinning out, but today's forecast is going to stay partly sunny in Boston itself. We get up to about 81 degrees at noon. We've got highs in the mid-80s today. Boston likely stays dry. Now, we have a couple things that we're watching this week. Very high humidity, increasing temperatures as it gets hotter, and when we have rain, we are going to see downpours. Today, that threat is going to be focused north and west of Boston, central Mass, southern New Hampshire, expecting some of those which could lead to localized flooding. So I'll be back to talk more about that timeline and that rain chance coming up.
All right, 9 o'clock on your Monday morning. I'm Catherine Parada.
And I'm Nicole Gabe. We are waking up, and, you know, it feels pretty summer-like out there.
Oh, yes,
Looking it looks gloomy-ish, though.
A little bit. We've got some clouds around today.
Yeah.
We've got eventually some showers and thunderstorms, not for all of you, but north and west of Boston, I do want you to make sure you're paying attention to the forecast. Let's go ahead and look at the temperatures and the conditions that we have out there right now. If we can go ahead and pull up those graphics, that would be very helpful. But I've got conditions right now that we're starting with temperatures in the 70s, at 75 in Boston, 71 in Worcester. We don't want to stick with those, I guess. But we've got conditions today that are going to warm into the 80s, and we've got some storms north and west of Boston. I'll be back with a look at those, but you can see the warm up in the city takes us probably to the mid-80s with a mix of sun and clouds today, and the best chance for storms will be to the north and the west. I'll be back with that downpour threat. Okay, so weather deck this morning is warm. Obviously no jackets required. It's super humid outside, and this whole week is going to be really, really muggy. A couple things I want you to know. Today we've got highs in the 80s. You're going to start with some clouds. We turn partly sunny, kind of like over the weekend. If you live north and west of Boston, especially beyond 495 in southern New Hampshire, central Mass, western Mass, those are going to be areas where we have to watch for some localized downpours and thunderstorms this afternoon. Any little storm that pops up has the potential of being very heavy. I expect Boston to stay dry through the afternoon today, which is some good news. The beach is looking okay as well. Just, you know, keep an eye on the sky if you're going to be up on the seacoast or even the North Shore, where we're a little bit closer to those storms. There's not a ton of relief this week during the overnights because it's going to stay in the 70s. It's going to be warm and humid all week. We've got 90s back mid to late week. We've got better storm chances at the end of the week as well. So I'm going to break all of that down on the Boston 25 Morning News. In the meantime, have a great day, guys. Stay hydrated, stay cool.